Welcome back. In less than a month now, voters will head to the polls for the midterm elections.
Every Tuesday this month, our political analysts will join us live right here on News Channel 15 at 6. Let's introduce them to you. Most of you are pretty familiar with them. We have Democrat Kevin Knuth, we have Republican John McGauley, and the News Sentinel's Kevin Leininger as our resident expert to help sort things out for us. So thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Yeah, we're going to start with the 3rd District race today, the race for Congress. This is the seat that Mark Souder held. It's vacant now because Congressman Souder had to resign in disgrace. Marlin Stutzman is the Republican running for this seat, and his first TV ad hit Fort Wayne airwaves today. Let's look at it.
This year, our choice is clear.
Okay.
We can
a lot of images that you've seen in a lot of Republican commercials today. I'm interested in getting you guys' thoughts on why Marlin Stutzman has kept such a low profile so far. I'll start with you, Kevin. I've seen a lot of Hayhurst yard signs, a lot of Hayhurst advertisements, almost nothing until today from Stutzman.
In fair, I have seen Stutzman yard signs going up, but I think clearly he has had to have a money problem. It's the only reason a candidate would not go up on the air earlier, is he's probably having some trouble raising money. He has run for 4 offices in 4 years. You only go back to your friends so many times and say, write me another check. I think that's probably been a big impedance to his campaign.
John, you think that's what's going on?
I don't. I think we're kind of missing the state of the art of campaigning changing here a little bit. A lot of the Tea Party-backed candidates, the ones that are the really conservative base, have been doing this man-to-man, hitting the same themes over and over again all year long, and it seems to be working for them. I think we're just seeing a different way of running these kind of campaigns.
Kevin, quick thought on this ad?
Well, the other obvious choice or possibility is that he thinks he's so far ahead he doesn't really need to advertise much. And we'll find out in a month.
Yes, we will.
Well, his opponent, Tom Hayhurst, as Mark mentioned, has been more visible up until this point, but he has a new ad out. Let's go ahead and take a look at that as well.
Conservative Marlin Stutzman? Marlin Stutzman signed a no-tax pledge and then voted for the largest tax increase in Indiana history, a $700 million tax increase the Indiana Chamber of Commerce called an unprecedented tax increase on Indiana employers large and small. Marlin Stutzman, not so conservative.
Well, Hayhurst is, at this point, attacking the voting record from Stutzman. Let's start, Kevin, on this end with you.
Well, what I think is interesting about both that ad and the one for Stutzman we just saw is they are both attacking each other. But if you notice, they're both, in a lot of ways, trying to claim what you might call the conservative mantle. Stutzman on his record is fighting socialism, and Hayhurst has made a point of trying to claim to be a fiscal conservative. And I don't think in a Republican area, especially, but nationwide, the same thing is going on. If Democrats want to win on their conservative record, I think that'll be a losing battle.
John.
I don't think he has any choice. The Democrats at this point have to be asking themselves, who is this guy? He's for the little guy, against bailouts. He's for the little guy. He's beaten up on a vote that saved the unemployment insurance system in the state. This is the most fascinating thing, I think, in this campaign, is watching Hayhurst try to figure out who he is.
Okay.
If you know Tom Hayhurst, this is typical Tom. Tom is a conservative Democrat and a very fiscal conservative guy, always has been. I think the target's right on attack. He's making Stutzman define himself. He's got to come out and now and say, I didn't really vote for the biggest tax increase in Indiana history when he did.
A week from tonight, we'll have these guys plus the Libertarian Scott Wise in a debate that you'll see live here on News Channel 15. John, do these local debates have any potential to be a game changer for anybody?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah?
This is going to be the first time these guys have really had to go toe-to-toe. This is the first time you're really going to get to see how deep they are. If one of these guys really comes off the rails, it could be a game changer.
We wanted to talk about the Senate race a little bit, too.
Absolutely, and we're almost out of time, unfortunately, but let's talk about that. A new poll has come out in regards to the Senate race. In fact, you can take a look at it. Overwhelmingly, Dan Coates right now leading Brad Ellsworth. Give us your thoughts on that, Kevin Knuth.
I spoke with the Ellsworth campaign today in regards to this very poll, and they're not really concerned at all. Polls being done by individual congressional races around the state show that this is a much tighter race than that. It's not in the single digits. They went back up on the air today with a hard-hitting ad against Coates and his past, and they think it's going to change the numbers for him pretty quickly.
John, what do you think? Is it accurate?
I think it is. I mean, at this point, you see somebody with decades of name recognition in the district, in the state, and I think it's being reflected in some of the advertising that Ellsworth's running here. He's really kind of throwing everything at the wall here to see what sticks.
Well, once again, gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're already out of time. This happens to us every time we get together.
Well, going to be fun. We'll see you all next Tuesday,
Absolutely.
and we'll have a look at weather when we come back.